Hey, everybody. Listen, I want to say hi to you, and I want to tell you what's up, and I want to tell you what's going on. All right, so it's like this. All right, so many people in history never accomplished the new world, and I will tell you the reason for it. Okay, this is in fact the reason. Okay, because the new world, in fact, does not leave anyone out, right? And as we see, there's two of them. And as you see, I'm the glue, and I am, in fact, the one that suffers in it all. Because, there are, in fact, lines drawn for people like me and, who, in fact, belong to the kingdom and so forth. And thank God for good government. They have in fact built those lines to protect us, and those are the very people in whom I honor and respect very much. Okay, now in this situation, the new world and so forth. This is the reason why, because I'm overseeing everything. Why some people have failed in bringing it to pass for everyone uh, is because of the simple truth. Many people ruined it for them, you know. Now, in the new world, there is no robbers and there is no thieves and there is no crime. No need for that. So, what I'm witnessing right now is that, of course, here we go again. Hi, Starbucks. I love you. Starbucks is one of my favorite stores. I truly love Starbucks. It's always nice to go there, and I'm so happy that I can visit my favorite store and, eat something and be around people with smiles and everything, and have some nice cappuccino and coffee. Well, Starbucks, I'm reporting to you. so, Starbucks, I'm trying to bring into the new world, and um, some of the reasons why many people did not accomplish it was for the simple truth I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, it is in fact corrupt law. Okay, and I want to tell you that it is a lack of faith and belief, and some of the corrupt law doesn't even want the new world. Right. As a matter of fact, that some of the corrupt law, in fact, denies people to go there. Right. So what my eyes have witnessed is that very side has, in fact, ruined it for many people to ever enter or get in, especially the ones who, in fact, design it and put up the blueprint for it, such as me, working alongside my angels. Okay. Now, I had just witnessed that it is, in fact, a corrupt law that's, in fact, involved with transaction problems and so forth. And I had just witnessed a consumer that was behind me from another country come in and buy some coffee cups. I casually talked to him, and he was showing me his coffee cups, and he was, in fact, breaking the law. Okay, because I will tell you what happened. Okay, Starbucks, I truly love you. And I do have $50 on a gift card because I build up little by little, humble and sweet. And my little gift card had money on it. Well, the very identity who, in fact, walked up here buying some coffee cups, he must live in a different world. And he had, in fact, broke the law when he came next to me. Okay, because here we are. I'm just purchasing something very simple to take care of myself on my gift card. And as I'm talking very nice to the very people who come in, of course, always making them feel welcome and happy with smiles, of course. We talked about the coffee cup, and the fellow said to me, excuse me, lady, nothing in life is free. And so, in that, you need to know that that's the very attitude and the very lie and the very problem of why many people did not accomplish the new world because of other people's mindsets. Now, you need to know a truth, okay? Because I had introduced it and because I had made everyone welcome and so forth, um, you need to know that I'm not going to suffer this anymore. And if you want to demand that nothing in life is free, there's going to be a line drawn, and that's going to be this. Okay? That line says, you cross over mine, you're going to be in trouble. That's breaking the law. Now, you're not allowed to rob, you're not allowed to do anything pertaining to me and my transactions. And if you do so, you're going to get in trouble. Okay? Now, listen, corrupt law, I know you're very bitter. And I know that you probably hate me or whatever. Who the heck knows? But listen, I was, ever so humble to share my dream, right? Now, if you don't want to be a part of it, that's fine. But you can't come in my dream if you're going to screw it all up. And now I understand our most wonderful and lovely government in which we serve that does, in fact, protect why they did draw the lines. And, the very identity that comes up with their big old mouths into the big old world. Nothing in life is free. Let me tell you something about the law, my friend. And it's something you got to listen up and hear real close, okay? Because obviously you got problems, and I need to tell you something what your problem is. Okay? Now, I am in fact a daughter who in fact belongs to someone who owns absolutely everything, right down to you, in effect of dealing with you if you do not leave me alone. So you need to understand that not trying to be upset or mad or mean or anything for that matter, but if we're going to have to work together, we have to understand one another's laws. Okay? Now, my name is in fact Tina Sharkey, and I did in fact have a gift called love. And many people didn't understand it. They perceived it the wrong way because their minds were carnal and perverted and so forth. And I'm not judging anyone for that matter, but my mind will never be that. My mind is a mind full of goodness, and it doesn't leave any room at all whatsoever for evil, right? So the laws in which I stand and the laws in which I live, which you, everyone, have to honor and respect because of the one in whom I belong to. Now, I do in fact represent love, the most greatest gift of all. And I do in fact understand it and know what it means and the laws of it. Okay, the laws of love is in fact this. Love is in fact a willing sacrificial of giving of oneself without thoughts of return. That's what love is. That's the laws of love. Do you hear this? Corrupt law? You ain't gonna come up in here and demand anything or take or rob from love. Okay? Love is, in fact, a willing sacrificial of giving of oneself without thoughts of return. Okay? Now, this little love right here, you're talking to, she belongs to the most powerful advocate in the world, and she does, in fact, belong to the one who owns everything, which is her creator and her God. And this is the law that she stands. And do you know what? She demonstrated beautifully in her storytelling, so forth. I don't know what story you got on me, but nothing about it's ugly, and you ain't gonna make it ugly, and you ain't gonna spit dirt on it anymore, and I'm gonna get that shovel and pop it upside your head if you don't put it away. So anyway, let me tell you. So love is a willing, sacrificial giving of oneself without selfish thoughts of return. So that means little old love marched up in this state, plopped herself down in an office, and she, in fact, told everyone a beautiful lie. She shared her dream. She told everyone what the new world was. So happy and pleasant, and all that fun stuff, And she gave it away, and yeah, of course, it was free. And you know what? When I went to Starbucks, and the very corrupt law tried to do something with my gift card, trying to make me not be able to purchase. when I knew I had $50 on my gift card. That's breaking the law, my friends. Now, you cannot steal from my law, okay? Now, you're not allowed to do that. And if you dare to try, my advocate's going to come talk to you. You're going to get in trouble. He's going to take that shovel and bang it upside your head. Okay? I'm cleaning this dirt off of me that you have been spitting on me for years and decades. And you can have your little story go your way, but your story's not mine, my friends. Okay? So, love is, in fact, a willing, sacrificial giving of oneself without thoughts of return, which meant I got a $50 gift card sent to me by love. Yeah, that was my God. That's how he operates his authority, my friends. Loving care. That is, in fact, the rule of my God. That is, in fact, his hand. Okay? Now, this little love walked up and made peace with every single God, earned her seal and badge of honor. So no one would break those laws or cross the lines as far as stealing. I just witnessed a crime, and it was at Starbucks. Listen, I mean, I'm more than happy to, in fact, share my dream. But in my dream, you ain't stealing from me anymore. Okay? Telling you it's finished, it's done. And you are the very reason why many people in history never, in fact, were able to succeed on the mission of the New World. Okay? So my law that I stand is, it is, in fact, love is a willing sacrificial giving of oneself without thoughts of return. Now, do you think that anyone would, in fact, understand this law and in fact, try to rob from it after this little one gave everything, including the new world and forgiveness and mercy, right even down to the corrupt one? You think she's going to sit here and let you rob? I don't think so. Now, see, I understand what law you represent, my friend. Your law is very selfish. It's very greedy. And it's the reason why you're bitter and mad and so forth. And I will tell you, self-love is a willing or unwilling sacrificial giving with selfish thoughts of return. Okay, so you choose that one. You want to love yourself? Go for it. You're allowed. I ain't going to be prejudiced. I ain't going to call you crazy. I ain't going to sit here and talk and argue with you or anything about that. That is, in fact, your choice. And your choice is, in fact, free will. And I honor and respect that. You want to walk around and love nobody but yourself. You want to be selfish. You want to do business with people and say, all right, guess what? I'm going to give you this, but you're going to have to give me that. You want to operate business like that. You go for it, my friends. But that's not the way little old love does, okay? Now, little old love has, in fact, defeated you. You're messing with something you shouldn't be. Now, she does not sit here and argue among anyone, but she does, in fact, design laws to get people like you to protect us from robbing and stealing and so forth. Okay? Now, I do, in fact, honor and respect the law that you serve, and your law in business and the law in which you represent is self-love. Now, I'm not going to sit here and call you games, and I'm not going to rob from you, and I'm not going to beat you over your head unless you agree about the law in which stands that you are not allowed to rob from the kingdom anymore. Okay? You're not allowed to do it, my friends. The agreement is set, it's done, and you could get in big trouble, so don't come stalking me with my purchases anymore. You stand on self-love. Okay, you want to love nothing and nobody but yourself. You are entitled to that. I do not sit here and judge you for it. I do not sit here and do anything other but to say, all right, I respect and honor your choice and your free will to do so. That's okay. But guess what? That's not the system I'm in. It's not the system that's designed for me at all. My system works like this. Love, my friends, is a willing, sacrificial giving of oneself without thoughts of return. Which means I could give you the whole new world in which I have, and I don't want anything in return other than the fact that what is rightfully, lawfully given when someone lays down their life in my law, which my God and my Creator has in fact demanded. Okay, so don't you come walking up in my world, my friend, with your little old selfish love, saying that love owes you anything because you're breaking the law, you're crossing the line, and you're going to get in trouble with your very own law if you keep on doing so. Now, there is, in fact, a law that's designed to protect one another, and you're breaking it, my friend, and that's not allowed. And if you do so, I'm going to tell you, you're going to be labeled with no favor at all, and it's going to be very foolish of you to even try to do so. Okay? Now, I want to say I'm not trying to control anything other than the fact of restoration for my suffering and doing all the good that I have done. And in so, it is in fact breaking the law in which I stand to rob from me. And if you dare to do so again at Starbucks on my gift card with your little blinking lights outside and corrupt people coming in telling me something different, listen, you want to live in that world, you go for it. You want to live in a world that says, hey man, I'm going to give you something, but you got to give me some. That's not the world love lives in, my friends. Your lies and your world and your laws that are in fact corrupt do not apply to me at all. Never will, and never ever will. If you keep stalking me, keep robbing from me, and so forth, your very own person in which you serve is going to come after you and get you in trouble. You are in fact breaking the law, you are in fact crossing a line, and you are in fact committing a crime of trying to rob when I've already designed a law that protects. Now I'm going to let you listen to this law. You go against it, you're going to be in trouble with your very own person in whom you serve, okay? Now, I'm tired of being stalked among people that live in other worlds and are blocking me from entering mine. I did not give my dream away so that someone could steal it. I gave it away so I could share it. If you're not open to it, that's your choice. I honor and respect that. Go your way. That's fine with me. But you ain't gonna take what's mine. You ain't gonna rob. You ain't gonna steal anymore, okay? So when I go up in Starbucks, with your little lights outside and someone coming in from somewhere else telling me some other little world that's his, it's okay. I've already shared mine. And if you don't want to be a part of it, that's your problem. But you ain't gonna steal from mine either. Okay? And you are, in fact, breaking the law when you do such things. It is, in fact, against the law to try to steal someone's promise. It is, in fact, against the law to cross the line and come over someone else's and say, oh, well, our laws don't say that. Well, yeah, I understand that. That was your choice, my friend. You chose that. I did not. Now, there's an invitation for you to be a part. But guess what? Being a part ain't opening the door for you to come in and rob and steal, my friend. Doesn't work like that. You do something like that, you could get in very big trouble. Now, I'm giving you a warning right now. You don't want to get in trouble with the one you serve. You better stop that, my friend. You hear me? We all have to honor and respect which law we stand, and we all have to honor and respect not to cross the lines, and we all must honor and respect the simple truth that there is no robbers or thieves welcome up in this house. And we all got to honor and respect the very laws in which we stand. And my law does, in fact, love me. And my law, in which governs me, takes care of me, keeps me safe from all harm. My law, which governs me, made me the victor and not the victim, my friend. Now, I'm truly sorry that some of you are bitter of this. That's your own problem. I gave you forgiveness. I gave you mercy. Listen, my friend, I ain't no victim, never was, never will be. You broke the law by messing with me. I gave you forgiveness. I gave you mercy. You take it and you go. You either want it or you don't. But you ain't allowed to come up in this house and start robbing. You're gonna get in trouble if you continue up. I'm telling you. Very own person, identity that you serve is gonna come reporting to you. You're gonna be in trouble. Now, I want to say that this is in fact the truth of why many people never entered the new world. It's this very struggle of bringing it to pass, and the complications and the failures of never being able to achieve it. And so, in this, I just witnessed a crime on my Starbucks card. And, I know the one who governs me. I know the one who loves me. And this is, in fact, my report. There ain't no robbers and thieves allowed up here. You're not allowed to lurk around my business, my money transactions, anything like that. You do, you're going to get in trouble. Okay? This is, in fact, the law. And the law is, in fact, this. I will, in fact, restore everything that I laid my life down for to prove my case. And I will, in fact, live the dream in which my Creator designed for me to share with you. And my dream ain't going to be interfered or robbed from by an identity that rages against it. You're going to be labeled as foolish, my friend, if you try to do so. And you ain't going to have no favor if you keep it up. Now, I love you much to tell you these things. If you cannot accept them and take them for what it's worth, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to you if you keep on doing such corrupt things. I'm not afraid of anything because I know which law I stand. I know who I belong to, and I know He bought me at a very high price. And I know He governs me with love. I know that He governs me with care. And I know the law in which I stand. The one who governed me has loved and taken care of me for the rest of my life. And He will continue to do so. And He told me to speak to you right now to tell you this. You're committing a crime if you try to rob from me. Because we understand this law. My God loved me enough to say, honey, I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you that. And I'm going to give you this. And I'm going to give you that. And I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy that. That's what my God said. And He said, guess what? You know what I want in return? Guess what? Nothing. It's all free. Do you understand? Love is a willing, sacrificial giving of oneself for the benefit of another without thoughts of return. That's the laws of love, my friend. My God loves me that much. And He operates His authority with love and care. Okay? And when He gives me something, it's freely given. Okay? That's the way the law works. He says, here you go, honey. I'm going to buy that for you. I'm going to buy that for you. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you a free Starbucks gift card. I'm going to give you this. You're going to give you that. And I'm going to love you. And I'm going to care for you. And this is the law in which I live. And you know what my God says? You know what I want in return? I want nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all in return. Yep. And you know why I got that? I've always had it. It was for the simple fact that He worked in me, through me, and for me. And guess what? I demonstrated the right. I demonstrated the same way that He does. I demonstrated love just the way my Father does among every single person in whom I served. I've given, 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 and given, and given, and given, and given, and it shall go on until infinity. I shall never start giving. Guess what? You ain't gonna leave this one disposed of or anything for that matter, because I know which laws stand, and I know what God I serve, and I know that He loves me, and I know the laws in which He designed, and I know the promises in which He gave me, and I know that I will in fact protect them from ever being robbed by anyone. Now my Father did in fact tell me to tell you this, and I want to tell you, we all got to honor and respect one another, right down to the very God and laws in which they stand and serve. Now you made a choice to choose self-love and love nothing but yourself. I understand that walk, and I honor and respect your choice. But you need to know I don't operate in self-love, never will, never will. And you understand that because you do operate in loving nothing but yourself, I understand which law you live. I don't live that way. You know, many people were false, and they were in fact telling lies about me. They used to call me selfish about my choices. Excuse me, my God watched the thing the whole time. He said to me, daughter, listen to me. He said, listen, you are not selfish. Because I examine myself daily. Remember I told you I examine myself? I examine myself when someone called me selfish. I examine myself really good. And I sat there and I listened in real close. You know what the angels told me? They said, you're not selfish. They said, you are selfless. That's what they told me. The angels reported to me and told me I was selfless. There ain't nothing selfish about me, my friends. That little lie is wrong, false, untrue. So we understand these laws, okay? And we understand you're not going to rob from the kingdom of heaven anymore. You're not going to do that. And this is in fact a warning and a teaching and a hope that you understand that this little officer and angel right here ain't going to let you come up in the house and rob anything, okay? Now, I honor and respect your law, and you got to honor and respect mine, right up to the very God in whom I serve. My God loves me. He cares for me. He protects me. He keeps me safe from all harm. He has, in fact, designed me to be the victor and not the victim. And He has, in fact, told me to tell you these things. Now, listen, brother, I truly love you. And I don't care what you do with that Starbucks card, but you need to know. You need to spread the news, okay? You're not allowed to rob anymore. If you do so, you might be in trouble. Now, I love you enough to tell you this. I love you enough to tell you what's going on and what's happening and why you should not do such things. And moving forward, you need to, in fact, be humble. And you need to, in fact, talk to whoever you serve, because of the simple truth that there ain't no robbing up in this house. Okay? Hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that everything is well. And I, little Tina, gonna do my little stuff. Okay? Goodbye.